What is up, guys, and welcome to the Strength of Body and Mind podcast. My name is Gordon. I'm going to be your host, and this is episode 72. If you are new to the podcast, thank you so much for checking it out. I really appreciate you being here. And this is an opportunity for you to win one of 4 $50 Amazon gift cards. This goes for anybody, not just people who are new to the podcast, but it's super simple. So if you've listened to any content before, or if you want to listen to this episode and then come back or whatever, I am looking for you to do 3 things. And if you do these 3 things, you'll be entered into a drawing to win one of 4 $50 Amazon gift cards in the month of December 2018. So it's super easy. This is what you do. Go over to iTunes, leave me a review. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, screenshot the review. Okay, take a screenshot on your phone of you leaving the review, right, of the screen after you leave the review. And then step 3 is post that screenshot either on Instagram or on Facebook, right? It can be a regular post, or it can be a story. It doesn't matter. Just make sure when you post it that you tag me and you tag one friend. Okay, that's critical. You tag me and you tag one other friend. If you do those things, I will see it and I will enter you into the drawing to win one of those gift cards. Very simple. Should only take you a couple minutes altogether. And if you got value out of this podcast at all, then that would be the most rewarding thing that you could possibly give back to me, is to do that. It's super easy. And actually, there's zero monetary investment on your end. It's obviously free to leave a review, and it's free to post it on Instagram. And then in return, you have a high likelihood of winning one of these gift cards if you do this. I do not have a huge audience yet, so you have an opportunity. It's a pretty high opportunity. So anyway, that's super easy. I really appreciate it if you did it. And again, you get a chance to win a Amazon $50 gift card, which will be announced in January. If you do both of those things, if you post it on both Instagram and Facebook, you will be entered twice. Okay, just a heads up, you'll be entered twice. So if you want double the chances, go ahead and do that. Now, moving on to today's podcast episode. What is this about? This is actually probably not going to be a very long episode. It's about procrastination. Okay, when I talk to people for the first time about fitness, or when I talk to even people who've been doing it for a while, and when I say doing it for a while, what I really mean is people who've been going to the gym for a while, or people who have been lifting weights for a while at home or whatever, or people who have been exercising in some capacity for a while, but they don't necessarily make progress. They don't move forward. They don't actually get anywhere. What I'm finding is that people who do that, people who invest a lot of time into working out and time into training and exercising, who don't make progress, what I'm finding out is that one of their biggest fallbacks, one of their biggest setbacks, is procrastination. They procrastinate, okay? And procrastination in fitness is usually a systemic issue that comes from some other place in their life. If they are the type of person, maybe you're the type of person, people who procrastinate heavily in fitness typically procrastinate in other areas of their life, right? On the flip side of that, people who are proactive in fitness, okay, who do things proactively and get things done and get into the gym and work and are efficient and intentional with their time and intentional with their program and intentional with their nutrition. People who do that are intentional and effective and efficient in more areas than just fitness. They're effective and efficient and intentional in other areas of their life. Maybe it's their relationships with their kids and their spouse and their friends and coworkers and family. Maybe it's their business. Maybe they're effective and efficient and intentional with their business transactions and sales calls and supplier issues or whatever. Maybe it's with their favorite hobby, right? Which is more than a hobby. It's their passion. Maybe it's like, maybe they play in a band or something, and they're more effective and efficient and thorough and intentional with how they approach that, how they approach getting gigs, how they approach writing songs, how they approach communicating with their band. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. People who do this in fitness tend to carry it over into other areas of their life. Likewise, people who do this in one area, they oftentimes carry it over into fitness. But when it comes to fitness, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's like what the chicken and what the egg is, okay? I'll explain that in a second, but I don't know what the origin of this procrastination is, whether it was born in fitness or whether it was born from something else and just spilled over into fitness. But for whatever reason, people who are that type of person who expend a lot of energy into fitness, thinking about it, talking about it, kind of doing it, but not getting results, they end up there because of procrastination. All right, I'm going to explain that. When it comes to going to the gym, right, there's really not a lot to it, right? If you really break it down, there's not a lot to it. There's not a lot involved there, okay? You get up from whatever you're doing. It could be out of bed. Maybe it's a morning workout. Maybe you're sitting on the couch, right? And you know you're going to go to the gym at 6 o'clock. You get up, you put on your shoes, you grab whatever you need for the gym, whatever that is, and then you leave and you go to the gym, all right? And you're there for however long you're there, and that time is going to pass no matter what you do. Okay, that time is going to pass whether you are efficient and effective with your time or not. That's going to pass whether or not you're walking around talking to every single person that you recognize or not, right? So it's very simple. You get up, you go to the gym, you train for a period of time, and then you go back home or you go back to your office or you go back wherever. That is the process. It's very simple, okay? But here's what a lot of people do. When it comes time to go to the gym, I got to go to the gym. And they take their time putting their shoes on. They know they have to be somewhere at 7:30. It is currently 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, so they only have 90 minutes. So they take their time putting their shoes on. They take their time preparing their pre-workout drink, mixing it up with their blender bottle or whatever. They take their time getting their bottle of water that they want to take to the gym. They walk really slowly around the house, grabbing their clothes that they're going to change into afterwards, or grabbing a towel or whatever they need, right? With all the stuff they take to the gym, their headphones, and they grind that out. They extend the duration of time it takes to do all that by 3, 4, 5x. Okay, they get it. They put the stuff in the bag. They make up a reason to stay at the house a couple extra minutes. Then they go to the gym. They get to the gym. They get out of the car. They walk in. They check in. They talk to the person at the front desk. They go. They see one buddy along the way to the locker room. They say hi to that person. They go. They drop their stuff off. They put their things in the locker or whatever. They come back out to the floor. And they make their way over to their first machine. They work out for a couple minutes. Then they talk for a few minutes. Then they have a drink. Then they go work out for a couple minutes. Then they talk for a few minutes. Then they pull out their phone. And then they scroll through Instagram. And then they go and work out for a couple more minutes. And then before you know it, an hour and 10 minutes has passed, right? 70 minutes has passed. And this person has really only done like 20 minutes of effort, 15 minutes of effort in over an hour. This is extremely common. If this is you, this is probably resonating with you. And you're probably like, yeah, okay, that's me. You know what? That's okay. That's all right. Because there's ways to fix that, okay? Procrastination can be fixed. Procrastination can be repaired. Procrastination can be corrected because that's all that is. It's procrastination. And the reason you're probably procrastinating is because you aren't seeing an ROI. You're not driven. You're not motivated. You're not inspired to hustle harder. You're not driven to prioritize fitness, okay? You do not have a current reason to work harder and make fitness a priority and put an emphasis on it. That is why you're procrastinating. That's why you're procrastinating intentionally, subconsciously. Okay, your body knows that going through that is going to be boring. Going through the effort is going to be something that's not enjoyable. Going through the effort is going to be something that does not provide you with an immediate ROI. You might feel good when you're done because you've worked out, you've got like cortisol flying, you've got the serotonin levels going, whatever, you've got high energy as a result of working out. But that's not enough, okay? That as a return on investment of time and energy is not enough. So you procrastinate, right? How do you fix this? The way to fix this is very simple, okay? The way to fix this is very simple because you can find motivation anywhere. Inspiration gets drawn from within typically. At least true inspiration gets drawn from within. You can hear a story and that story might inspire you, but really what it's doing is motivating you. Inspiration comes from internal, right? That comes from deep down. But anyway, those things can get you going for a few minutes, But nothing is going to drive you harder and make you more efficient and effective with your time than understanding how much time you are wasting now and exactly how you are wasting it. Okay? Once you understand that, once you have the data in front of you and you see just how much time you're spending doing this and that and this and that, as opposed to being effective and efficient with your time at the gym or at wherever you train, right? Once you put all the data in front of you, it'll make perfect sense. Now, here's the other thing too, guys. You might be a person that says, I just don't have enough time. I just do not have enough time to work out. I do not have enough time to train harder. I do not have enough time to meal prep better. I don't have the time that everyone says they have. Okay. Now, while that might be true, I don't understand your exact situation. Okay. We haven't analyzed your exact situation, but listen to this. Once you go through the exercise I'm about to describe, I will bet you that there is a high likelihood, okay, a very high likelihood that you will identify places in your lifestyle on a daily basis where if you cleaned up the dead time, okay, cleaned up the time where you are consuming things that are not benefiting you, all right? When you clean all that stuff up, you will find that you have an enormous amount of time compared to what you perceive as quote unquote no free time. Okay. I do this all the time. I do this with clients. I do this with prospective clients. I do this with people I've trained. I do this for friends and family. I walk them through this exercise. It's very simple and it's entirely eye-opening in so many ways. So here's what I want you to do. Now, if you don't have a pen and paper available, that's okay. Come back and listen to this another time. But I want you to listen to it now just to get it into your head. Okay, it's a very simple exercise. You'd probably be able to memorize it, but it is probably better to do with the podcast going at the same time. That way you can kind of pause and write stuff down, pause, write stuff down. But anyway, super simple exercise. Okay, it goes like this. Ready? You take your goal. What is your goal? Why do you train in the first place? Why do you exercise? Why do you go to the gym? Why do you work out? Why do you do anything? Why do you try to eat right? What is your goal? You have to have a goal. Everybody has a goal, whether they understand it at this present moment or not. Everybody has a goal. What is your goal? What are you working towards? Okay. If you don't have that, that's got to be step number one. And I've talked about this in the past too, but you have to identify a goal. So write down your goal. All right, let's pretend for a minute you have your goal. And if you don't have your goal, sure, take some time to understand it. But for the sake of this exercise, write down something that you think would be a good goal. Lose 40 pounds, lose 30 pounds, whatever it is. Write down that goal, okay? Once you have that goal written down, the next step is very simple. Okay, the next step is very simple. Underneath that goal, just start writing down one at a time everything that you do with your time. Everything that you do with your time. Okay, now don't mask it. Don't make things up. You have to be totally honest because you're only cheating yourself if you don't. Just write down the things that you do. Okay, scroll Instagram, scroll Facebook, play video games, go to movies, talk on the phone, create Snapchat snaps. I don't know. Play the guitar, skateboard. I don't know. Whatever it is, write down the stuff that you do with your time. Go to work, spend time with the family, cook, whatever. Write those things down. And you know, this is something that should take you a good 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because you really got to think about what do you do during work days? What do you do during off days? What do you do during days when your partner is around? What do you do on days when your partner is not around? What do you do on days when your kids are around or not around? Like, you have different dynamics in your life, and how you address each day and tackle each day honestly depends on what state those dynamics are in, what is going on in your life on those days. So take a few minutes, really write this down. Every single way you spend your time: sleeping, showering, you know, all the stuff, right? Everything, going to the coffee shop. So write those things down, and there could be 40 lines, 50 lines. A lot of people tend to really not have that random of a lifestyle. Most people have somewhat of a rhythm, of a routine, of a cycle. And so like, there's really only like 30, 40, 50 ways they spend their time in general. Now you might have a very different wild lifestyle where you're traveling and you're doing something different every single day, but chances are probably not. Okay. So anyway, write down everything that you've got going on in your life, every way that you spend time. Now, when that is done, this is the eye-opening part. Okay. This is the eye-opening part. Go through each line item, every single line item, one at a time, and put a Y or an N for yes and no next to it if it contributes to your fitness goals or not. So if that thing contributes to your fitness goals, put a Y or write the word yes. I like to use a Y. If the thing on that line does not contribute to your fitness goals, put an N or write the word no. Okay. Yes or no. You're going to go line by line. Does this contribute to my fitness goals? Does playing Call of Duty contribute to my fitness goals? No. Does playing on the local flag football team, the men's beer league team, does that contribute to my fitness goals? No. Does seeing 3 movies at the theater every single week and buying popcorn and buying soda and buying candy contribute to my fitness goals? No. Right? As you go through this list, a lot of people have a couple different emotions going on. One, the realization that their lifestyle is actually catered to prevent them from achieving their fitness goals. A lot of people find that. And then once they realize that, once they understand it, they usually do one of two things. They go, oh my gosh, I need to change my lifestyle. Otherwise I will never, ever, ever achieve my goals. Or they get mad and they get annoyed and they get frustrated out of insecurity. A lot of times they get mad at me for revealing this to them. And then they go, you know what? It doesn't matter. Life's too short. I don't care. I'm not going to give this up. I'm not going to give this up. And what they're really saying is, you know what? I've failed to achieve my fitness goals. I have failed. I do all these other things. I don't necessarily feel good about them, but I have failed. However, I don't want to admit failure. I'm not going to admit failure. I'm not going to admit that I haven't been successful. Instead, I'm going to reprioritize these things that do not contribute to my fitness goals because I don't want to say that I haven't done well. I don't want to say that I need room for improvement. I don't want to admit that. A lot of people end up there mentally and they say these things and it's just out of insecurity. Okay. The truth is they want to achieve their fitness goals. They just don't want to change their lifestyle because it's fun, I guess. And they don't want to admit that they haven't been doing enough. Okay. So if this is you, if you can admit that you haven't been doing enough because you're now looking at this list in front of you and there's 100 no's on there and 1 yes, and the 1 yes is you at the gym, but you know deep down that the time you spend in the gym is extremely inefficient because you're talking to everyone there and you're on your phone and you're not really doing anything and you're not challenging yourself, right? If that's you, it's okay to admit that. Okay. Once you admit that, you are ahead of 99%. You are ahead of 99%. If you can say that, you know what, I'm looking at this list and I know that I don't do enough. I know that the majority of my time in my day-to-day life, my entire lifestyle is spent preventing me from achieving my fitness goals because of all these things that I do that cause me to procrastinate. Because every time I screw off, every time I eat this, every time I go out with this person and I drink 6 beers, it's putting me in a place mentally where I'm farther away from my goal. I know that. And then that forces me subconsciously to procrastinate because I don't want to feel bad about myself. If that is you, if you're in that place, that's okay. Because if you admit it, if you understand it, then you are ahead of 99%. If you admit it and you put away your pride for a moment and say, I know that I haven't been doing enough. I can change. You're ahead of 99% because now you can change. Now you can start to scratch off those no's and replace them with Y's. And by the way, you don't need to spend 24 hours a day at the gym. You don't need to spend 24 hours a day preparing clean meals that don't taste good but are nutritionally good for you. You don't need to do all that. All you need to do is make better choices. right? All those little choices you have, make better choices. If you know that you only have an hour to go to the gym, make sure you go to the gym for an hour. When you're there, make sure you are efficient with your time, okay? Don't talk to every single person there. Don't pick your phone up and scroll through it in between each set. Because even though you think you're only looking at your phone for 30 seconds, you're looking at your phone for 4 minutes, right? And if you do that 10 times, that's 40 minutes, right? That's your entire hour, basically. So you haven't really gotten anything done. When you scroll Instagram and you like 3 pictures and you comment on a picture or you send 3 texts or something, you are killing all the time in between your groups, in between your muscle groups, and in between your exercises, in between your sets. You're killing all of that. You're killing your momentum, and it's going to prevent you from actually getting anything out of your workout. So again, you don't have to do it for 24 hours. Just be effective and efficient and procrastinate less. All those texts, all that stuff that you're doing at the gym, all that can wait. That can wait an hour until you're done. And all the time that you spend thinking about what to eat and whatnot, and should I eat this or that or whatever, or knowing, admitting at the time even that what I'm about to eat does not contribute to my fitness goals. What I'm about to eat is actually going to set me back. If you sit there for a moment and instead of procrastinate and try to rationalize it somehow, right? Because people do that too. They try to rationalize their third pizza of the week because they had a good leg day or something like that, right? There's no rationale that's ever going to work for something like that if you actually want to be successful, and you know that. So instead of procrastinating and trying to rationalize it and come up with some kind of reason that it's okay, just do the right thing, make the right decision, eat something better, eat something more nutritional, and don't procrastinate. When it comes to gym time, don't procrastinate. Don't spend more time on the couch texting or talking to your family or walking really slowly through your house to find your shoes and find your shaker bottle and all that stuff. Instead, bring some enthusiasm and some excitement to it. Go get your stuff, pack, get moving, get rolling. That way when you get to the gym, you're hyped up, you're ready, and you're focused. And then spend all your time when you're at the gym focused and intentional and effective with your time so that no moment is lost. You do a set, you wait 60 seconds, you do another set, you wait 60 seconds, and you operate at that rhythm so you can actually get the 4 or 5, 6 different exercises in that you're going to do, and the number of sets and the number of reps that you intend to do so that your hour is worthwhile. You know, the only difference between people who are extremely successful in fitness and those who are not, in most cases, I'm not talking about high level competitors. I'm talking about kind of like the average people who are in super good shape versus those who are obese or not in shape at all, right? The biggest difference is not that they're at the gym every day, all day, forever, and that they eat nothing but like stuff that doesn't taste good, right? The difference is they are effective and efficient with their time. When they go to the gym, they are effective and efficient with their time. No moment is lost, okay? They go to the gym for an hour, hour and a half, whatever, and they utilize that, okay? They utilize it. They follow a specific program. They make sure every moment counts, because that hour is going to pass anyway. And they realize that if they spend an hour with intentional actions at the gym, they get results. If they go to the gym and they spend an hour with unintentional actions, things that do not map to their goal, guess what? They do not get to their goal. They understand that. And you understand that. You just may not have necessarily been able to unravel it and unpack it and see it that way. But that is the case. And it all comes back to procrastination. Procrastinate less. So if this resonated with you at all and you did go through the exercise, please let me know. Tag me on Instagram, tag me on Facebook, send me a DM, whatever, it doesn't matter. Contact me somehow. I'd love to connect with you about this. So this is going to wrap it up for this episode. I hope this made sense. I hope this clicked a little bit. I hope this did something for you, kind of got the brain waves moving. And again, if it did, let me know. So also, if you haven't left a review yet, this is the best time to do it. You will be entered into that chance to win a $50 gift card if you screenshot the review, post the review in Instagram or Facebook, tag me and tag a friend. I will find you and you will get entered. If you already left a review, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, more than I can express in words. So that's going to do it for this episode. Again, guys, one more time, thank you. I love you. I do. Don't forget, train with purpose, always intention and purpose. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Take care.